It is Monday and we are at the beginning of a new unit. This would be Unit 17, Week 1, and we are going to start talking about opposites. This unit is a great way to introduce opposites if you haven't already. We are going to open up some new vocabulary, which is also a great means for your child to help understand when asked to follow directions, such as the box is on top of the table, or your slipper is under your bed. Our kids need these words to help master multi-step directions. We're also going to interact and learn with this vocabulary through this unit, as always, using practical items found from around your home. If you cannot find the same items that we are using, you will easily find your own substitution. And of course, these activities are going to be easy to prep, and they are still going to help us build those foundations for our math, science, and language skills. If you have just stumbled upon this video, then we'll be sure to link our playlist so that you can catch us right from the start at Week 1, Unit 1. I'll also be sure to list the supplies and books that are needed for this unit in the description below. So let's do this. So after your morning circle timer calendar routine, you want to introduce the song and the poem that is included with this unit, which I will be sure to include a screenshot of. Then you want to introduce the topic of opposites by saying just that. Let's talk about opposites. Up, down, high, low, warm, cold, on and on. And invite your child to practice these opposite words together. And then practice opposite words that include movement, fast, slow, stand up, lie down, stuff like that. Then you want to get into today's read aloud, which is the Foot Book. As always, you're encouraged to do a picture walk through this book first, trying to guess with your kid what's going to happen before you do the actual read aloud. Our learning activity for the day is sorting opposites. So grab a bin and put a bunch of random stuff in it, but keep in mind the theme of opposites. You want to choose various size and textures, because your kiddo is going to sort through this bin a few times. The first time they go through the bin, ask them to sort by size, big and small. The next time they go through this bin, ask them to sort it by texture. So ask them for hard and soft, or rough and smooth. See how far they get. This activity really brought no interest to Nola at all this morning, no matter what I tried. So we just continued with our conversation from earlier about talking about opposites. So I would give an example and she would have to give me the opposite example, and we went back and forth like that. It was really good and it lasted quite some time. Also on our walk today, we walked in the direction that we heard some construction going on. So I asked Nola if she knew what it meant to construct something, and she said, yeah, to build something. So then I asked her if she knew what it meant to deconstruct something. I don't think I have ever really intentionally used that term with her before, but she thought about it for a second and said to unbuild something, which is perfectly right. That tells me that she really does understand the idea of opposites, which I knew she did. This is a topic that we have touched down on numerous times before, but it was just fun to bring it up into our foresight again. Our easy activity for the day is comparing hot and cold. So you want to get a larger container and then 2 small bowls and fill 1 bowl with warm water and 1 bowl with cold water. And then add some ice cubes into the bin. Which one do you think is hot?
The red bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I saw steam.
So we're going to put 1 in the cold water and 1 in the hot water. Which one do you think is going to melt faster?
This one.
The cold? Why? Ready? Go. Why do you think the cold water is going to melt it faster? No. You just hold on to that one.
Because it's melting faster.
Well, what's the temperature like in the freezer?
Cold.
So what's this temperature?
Hot.
What do you think is the opposite?
Cold.
Cold and hot. So look at them. Which one do you think is melting faster? Yeah. No, Colton, don't take it out.
Both of them.
They are, but I would say that this ice cube is smaller than this ice cube, which means this one is melting faster. So, what do you think is going to happen to the temperature in the hot water once the cold ice cube melts?
Cold.
It's going to make it colder, isn't it? Look, stick your finger in it now. Is it still warm? No, stick your finger in. Leave the ice cube. Stick your finger in. It's not warm anymore. Leave the ice cube. So look at them now. This one's a lot bigger than this one. So this one, the warm water, melted the ice cube a lot faster. It's not hot, buddy. It's not hot. It's cold. Right?
I'm giving it a little mix with my hand.
Yeah, you can. It's not hot. It's not hot anymore. It was, but it's not now.
No.
No! Well, I guess that ends that experiment. Well, that's how you end an experiment pretty quickly. Huh, Colton? Yeah, you ended that one, huh? And let your child explore with the different temperatures. And then they had fun playing with the water and the ice just as a sensory bin. It got pretty silly. And a little messy. And that's all for... I always shake my head when I say and that's all for today. I'm going to try not to do it this time. And that's all for today. So it's Tuesday after you do your morning circle timer calendar routine. Then you want to get into today's read aloud, which is just a repeat of yesterday's The Foot Book. We watched this one time through today because our interests lie elsewhere on YouTube right now. For our things to talk about today, we want to introduce the letter O. So as always, you're going to want to have this written in upper and lower case. You want to go over the sound that it makes and some familiar words beginning with this letter. Then we're going to get into today's learning activity, which is a number hunt in the dark. In the program, it is suggested that we now up our numbers to 12 instead of the 10 that we usually count to. I say go for whatever numbers your kids are comfortable with and whatever they're capable of or whatever challenges them just a little bit. So for this activity, you are to get some Post-its, write your set of numbers on them, scatter them about a room, turn off all the lights, get those flashlights, and go on a number hunt. So for this one, we're going to turn it into kind of a game to see who can find the most, which might keep her a little more interested. So let's go. Where's those flashlights? What'd you find?
21.
Awesome.
There's our last one.
Let's put them all in order now if we can. I might need your help. So we're just finishing up our learning activity. Let's see how we're doing here. We've gotten on to hand painting now. And here is all of Nola's letter O's.
Oh.
And that is all for today. It is Wednesday, so after your morning routine, you want to introduce today's book, which is called A Garden of Opposites, along with a little conversation just about how you've been talking about opposites this week, such as light and dark, rain and sunshine, things like that. As always, you're encouraged to do a picture walk through the book first before you do the actual read aloud. Now, this one is a very quick book, so we did manage to get through it a few times today. For our things to talk about today, you want to talk about opposites and how they can help us follow directions, such as the ball is on the counter, take the ball off the counter, put the ball under the counter, which brings us to our learning activity today, which is the over and under game. Can you go get the orange car off that dresser? Yeah. It's on top. Bring it right back over here.
Sorry.
Okay, now I'll see right here. Oh, go face me. Can you put that orange car on my hand? Mm-hmm. Now, can you put it under the blanket? Hang on, Colton. Now, can you put it on your head? Now, can you turn the car upside down? Yeah, turn the car right side up. Make the car drive in a circle in the air. Oh, twirling. Yes, twirling. I like that. Okay. Can you put it on your foot? Can you put it under your foot? Can you hold it in your hand? Mm-hmm. You're going to have a turn in a second. What does the car say? Or... Yeah! Way to go. Now, can you pass that car to your brother? Thank you. Oh, you got the orange car. Hey, Colton, can you put the car on your head? Yeah. Can you put the car on your leg? Oh. Can you put the car under the blanket? Oh, can you put the car on your foot? Can you hold the car up high? Yeah! Can you put the car under your shirt? That's a tricky one, huh? Oops. Good try. Can you... What does the car say?
More.
More. Vroom? Beep, beep? Yeah. What color is the car? What color is the car? Orange. Very good. Can you give me 5? With the car. All right. Way to go, buddy. Oh, with your hand. Yeah. Way to go. Then you can flip it around and have your kiddo give you some instructions on what to do with this toy, which they love to do. They love telling you what to do, don't they? Our easy activity for the day is clean and dirty. So grab a big bin and then a smaller bin. Take this outside if you can. In the smaller bin, fill it with some dirt or some sand, or even if you want to get something edible, you could do like a chocolate pudding or something like that. Then have them get a couple of toys, let them get it all dirty, and in the other half of the bin, you want to have some water and some soap and some sponges perhaps, whatever you need to help your kiddos clean these toys. So this one, there wasn't really much interest in this activity. We do this a lot on a regular basis. Nola is cleaning her outside animals and toys in our water table. And we also do this a lot with washing hands. And that's all for today. Thursday. So after you do your morning circle timer calendar routine, along with the poem and song included with this unit, if they have not tired of it yet, I must say my kids, they didn't really take to the song or poem of this unit at all. Anyways, you want to get into your review question today, which is going to be, show me the opposite of fast, or show me the opposite of tall, show me the opposite of loud. See how they do. Then for our read aloud today, you want to go back and do a repeat of yesterday's read aloud. Then for our things to talk about today, you want to revisit the letter O. So as always, have it written in upper and lower case. Go over the letter that it's Go over the sound that it makes and talk about some familiar words beginning with this letter. Then go back through today's read aloud and try to spot a couple examples of both upper and lower case on just a few pages. Our learning activity today is joining money, and there's kind of a few parts to this one. First, obviously, you want to make sure that you're using an appropriate amount of coins because they're going to have to count them all together. You want to show them the heads and tails, and this was an interesting thing because it was something that Nola and I have never really talked about before, though she loves to fill her little bunny bank. So explain to them the concept of heads and tails, which is a little silly for us being Canadian. Our Canadian money has a lot of animals on it that doesn't necessarily have a picture of a tail, but once we got through that, we had a lot of fun playing heads and tails. Flip a coin, let them guess whether there's going to be heads or tails. We played this for quite some time as Nola was really good at guessing what it was going to be. Then you want to have your kiddos separate the coins into a pile of heads and a pile of tails. I count each pile individually and then count them all together. She's always asking me if I got any money. Our easy activity for the day is sanding wood. So with this activity, we are going to explore the smooth and rough aspect. So grab a small piece of wood and a small piece of sandpaper, or maybe a couple of different grits of sandpaper if you have it, and really explore the sandpaper, how rough it is. Explore your wood on the different sides. Maybe it feels a little bit different on each side, and then show them how to use the sandpaper. Let them use it on their own, and then let them see how it makes the wood even smoother once you sand it. Nola was quite interested with this one for a short period of time, and then when she realized that we weren't building anything with this wood, she lost all interest. And that's all for today. I've been really good at not shaking my head this week while doing that. Friday. So after you complete your morning routine, then you want to jump into today's read aloud, which is called Olivia's Opposites. Then for our things to talk about today, you want to help them recap and recall the beginning, middle, and end, and go back and read the book again and talk about the different opposites. Our learning activity today is lid sorting. So you want to grab a few different size jars, bottles, containers that all have lids. Make sure you're really letting them practice those motor skills of twisting the lids on or off. I know for us this is a great activity as Nola is going to school soon, and she is going to have to be able to open and close her own water bottle to fill while she's there. So this is something we have just recently started practicing. For this one, you really want to focus on the opposite words of on and off. Or perhaps you're at a stage where you're teaching them left from right. Now, our easy activity for the day is to decorate our letter O. So print off a large letter O or just draw one out yourself. It's suggested in the program that you use some of these smaller containers from our easy activity today and dab them in some paint and let them decorate the O. Nola was not. She was a little taken back because these are jars we put in our mouths and we're not supposed to put paint on them. And I told her it was going to be okay because we were going to clean them off, but she still wasn't having it and I was not arguing with her on that one. Make sure you hold onto this O and stick it in your alphabet book that we have been building since the beginning. That is all for the day, and that is all for the week. Another fantastic week as always. We've had so much fun with these opposites, and I will say our opposite game that we started earlier in the week of just one of us saying a word and the other one having to find an opposite has turned into a really, really handy car game when you're on some long car rides. So glad for that one. It's saved us a few times this week. If you like this video, then please show us and give us a thumbs up, or perhaps share us with somebody you think might like it, or consider subscribing. Thanks.